We're back. Bare Bones Broadcasting, Norman / Spalding. Mr. Darwin really exposed a French physicist remarked that what comes out of the circuit went in. Man. Between Darwin and, I call him Kirchhoff. That's what my instructor called him. Said you could call him Kirchhoff, but he calls him Kirchhoff. Probably in Europe they call him Kirchhoff. Somehow Europe and England pronounces all European syllables a little different than Europe. You know how the British language is. I'd like to see one language internationally across the planet. We have to hang on to our language. Why? And basically because of the misuse of every language. Only when you hear the language they want to hang on to, even though I think in some cases the sounds are clear, they're not. In English, I'm glad I learned to use the British language. Sorry, my body's a whiner. Yeah. Fungus. Bacteria. Sorry. I'll still try to get this out that one of the reasons I like the English language. Now, I don't know, and I've asked other people and they can't answer this because they don't even understand the question I'm asking them, and I make it very clear. The sounds in English, and right now an example doesn't come to me, and I'm sorry, although there is plenty of them. The sounds in English mimic the function it's talking about. I don't understand the sound of tree, which is, most sounds in English are acronym. The terms in English are acronym. Tree is an acronym to treeing. Only treeing obviously is something else that the word tree is an acronym of. And it goes on in existence in the sequence of the way events fall together in this planet. And they take certain issues of it and say that represents that event. Because at one time humans back way up, they sat and pondered you and I don't get to ponder. We don't keep backing up in our mind and watch the events working. One time my maker said to me, prayer, take the names of all and everything coming out your eyes. When you look out your eyes, not coming out your eyes, outside your eyes, take the name off everything, just watch the shapes hook together like a kaleidoscope. Watch them act. Name that. Name these different shapes having action. The shape of the building, the shape of the horizon, the shape of what you call the tree, the shape of the grass, the shape of it, not the name of it. You don't use the name, you just look at the shape of it, having its action as a kaleidoscope. Name that action. In your mind. Can you do that? Or don't name it. Just watch the action. And remember it happening. Then turn around and name the things that you watch in the action. Well, don't name the action. And more likely they did name that action. Then they renamed the issues of that action with an acronym to the action, using terms of name, of other action. Is that what phrase is? And English does it with vowel and consonant and rhythm and rhyme, the way you phrase it. You get used to doing it as a child and you don't realize what in hell you're doing when you do it. Or what in the world you're doing, or what in the mind you're doing, or what in the witness or the narration of what is happening you're doing. Do you? And as you get older, you ponder that action and wish I'd have understood that a long time ago. I wonder what I'd have done. Somehow they couldn't get that explanation through to me as a child. I'm too stupid as a kid. Ha! No, it's those that doing the explaining is the problem. There's nothing wrong with the ability of a child to understand. When you're young, you can mimic anything. Probably the most complex, or what you call the most high education explanation, belongs to the first elementary school child. Would understand it better than anyone in college at the age they're getting this information on the way to the grave, that they just have to go spend all this money for high education. I'll be dead in 3 days, but by God, I'm going to get my head stuffed full of stuff. When I meet the Lord, I'll be prepared to have a conversation. You're prepared now. Have it now. Please don't wait. I'll be there then. And I think the conversation you should have had now is written now. And when you show up with that conversation unhad, I'm going to really give you a lot of trouble. Want to bet? Because I had the conversation now. As much as I could get out when I realized man, the conversation's here and you're getting it now. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going to be said then, since I've already shared some of this now and you haven't. It ought to be interesting. I look forward to it. I think it's going to be very, very interesting. Maybe hell. I ain't sure.